Hello there,
Hello,
everybody.
hello, hello.
Hello. We're back. Here we are. It is Chatting with Doug. Sorry there wasn't one last week, but I think I mentioned a couple of times I was on vacation. I know. How dare I go to Disney? But it was fun.
But did you enjoy it? Because if not, that Disney nerd's going to have some words.
I did. I had a great time. I've never been with a chaotic party of 16. It was a little
Holy
chaotic
shit.
with our whole family.
I must have misheard before. I thought you said 6 last time.
No,
Holy, I must have
16.
misheard that. Holy fuck.
16, because it was me, Lucas, my mom, my dad, my one brother, my brother, his sister-in-law, their 5 kids, my sister, her boyfriend, their 2 kids.
And the rest. Holy shit.
Yeah, but we had a great time.
It's the Brady Bunch right now.
Yeah, we didn't stick together the whole time because that would have been insane to
I
try to
think
get
that's the
16
best.
people
Yeah.
doing everything at the same time. But we had a great time. It was very fun.
Well,
Thank you.
Well, it's good to have you back.
Thanks. I'm glad to be back. But anyway, before we get started, a couple of things before we even get to the rules. First, I have disabled the bot from saying this, but there is no scare alerts active right now because I didn't want, like, A, they're kind of loud so that they're always heard over the game, but B, it just kind of felt like it would be a little obnoxious if every time there was 100 bits, there was just a really loud, "Hiya, Georgie," as Doug was trying to
Especially when
explain
you're the one,
something.
like, reading the messages, yeah.
Right. And, like, it would probably be louder than you. It'd be a whole thing. So, no scare alerts are on today. No scare alerts. Second of all, I'm gonna mention this a couple of times because, this is just my life right now. I put this on my socials, but I'm in a, contest right now to be sponsored by Hot Pocket. So if y'all could take just, like, a minute to click on the link and vote for me to get sponsored by Hot Pocket, I'd appreciate it. That'd be great.
And you
I'd
can
love
vote
it.
every day, right?
Yes, every day.
For
Once a day,
about
every
4 more
day
days, yeah.
until October 23rd. I would appreciate it. Trying to get that micro freezer and a year supply of Hot Pockets. Let's go.
Pockets.
All right, then. Let us get to the rules, because I see we are in a level 3 hype train. Holy cow. Love that. Welcome back. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages, since that is some real world money spent. If we do have time for highlighted questions, it's generally towards the end of stream, so please wait until the end of stream to do your highlighting, because I can't scroll up and see it now. Also, highlighting it does not guarantee that we will see it or we will read it. Please do not repeat the same thing over and over and over again. In chat, you can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it. That does also kind of include bit messages, just because we do have a list. We get behind, but we will get to it. Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, the more likely we are to just not understand it. I'm not going to have a chance to just reread it because it is what it is. So the shorter, more concise, the better. Please, no spoilers. Not everyone has had a chance to see the last episode of She-Hulk or Andor or, I just forgot what Black Adam was called for a second there. Even though I know there are spoilers going around for Black Adam already.
Are there already?
Yeah, there are. So I believe someone leaked the, like, end thing already.
What's to spoil about Black? I haven't even seen it. I'm like, okay, what's to spoil about Black? It's like spoiling the Minions movie or something like that. It's like, what's to spoil? You go to see The Rock be The Rock.
Right. So, yeah. Hey, guys, can you please, like, not get on people's backs in chat? Unless you're a mod, you genuinely don't need to be jumping on other people's backs right now. Okay? Just saying. I got out of my groove now.
I think we got no spoilers.
No spoilers, got that.
Watch the length.
Yep.
Re-highlight at the end. I think we got it.
All right. Cool.
We're good. Yeah.
Awesome. Amazing.
Oh, also check and see if your question has been asked before, so we don't get repeated bit messages.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you, Doug. You remembered that one. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you. So you don't have to. I said the thing.
You said the thing, alright, everyone. Good night. Ending stream. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get started then. Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. What do you think of Werewolf by Night? I thought it was so much fun.
I liked it. I didn't love it. I was kind of hoping there'd be, for lack of a better word, a little more bite to it.
Okay.
But I liked it. I thought it was good. I don't have any real complaints about it, but I liked it. Okay. Did you see it?
Yes, I did. It was
You like
fun. It was cool, but yeah, it wasn't anything that was like amazing.
Yeah, that's like, it was fun.
I like the style. I do like that this new, like, not session, not season, I don't remember, phase, that's the word, phase, is doing a lot more experimental things, so I do appreciate that it was, like, a little bit more experimental.
I will say this, if there was another one, I would definitely watch it, if that makes sense. I'd love to see, like, different stories in this setup.
Absolutely, absolutely. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather Munster. How are you?
Good. Or no, I should do the new Munster laugh.
Yikes. LJH, thank you for that 4-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Thank you. Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you prefer and why? Steampunk or cyberpunk? I prefer steampunk, all those working machines, etc., and especially an Avatar Aang style, i.e. medieval fantasy with steam engines around.
I hate to say I'm not the... Okay, I know Cyberpunk the game, but in terms of...
like the cyberpunk style would kind of be like Blade Runner, is very cyberpunk style.
Gotcha.
I prefer steampunk.
How to put it? I feel more home at cyberpunk. Like, man, I could live here. But in terms of like creativity and what goes into it, I like steampunk more. I think that takes a lot more ingenuity and imagination, I think. And
I've mentioned this before, but I also have a really a strong interest in the extra niche Rococo punk, which is like Rococo era French, like Marie Antoinette style dresses with like that punky kind of element. Rococo punk is just so interesting to me.
That I do remember that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I had to look it up again. Those look pretty awesome.
Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. Which subtitle do you think is more appropriate for Avatar Aang series? Last Airbender, America, or Legend of Aang, Europe? Me, because I'm from Europe, prefer Legend subtitle. Plus it fits with the Legend of Korra.
Is that like the name of the
show?
Series?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like two different subtitles or two different
so in America, it's Avatar The Last Airbender. In Europe, it's Avatar The Legend of Aang.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, for me, I like Last Airbender because it's like, there's only one left. Oh no, that's more suspense, but they're both good.
I like Last Airbender more too, because it is kind of a ensemble cast. It's not just all about Aang. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you managed to catch up on Helluva Boss? A new episode just dropped today.
No, and it's funny because I will let you know, I'm a little under the weather today. It's not COVID, don't worry, but I did, I'm trying to relax today, and I did watch a few things, and that was one of the things where I'm like, maybe I should watch Helluva Boss, but I had like a huge HBO Max queue I had to get through, so I watched like Belfast and 5 Easy Pieces, this like classic French Beauty and the Beast and stuff, so I watched those, which are nothing like Helluva Boss, so I don't know why I mentioned all that. I guess that's my excuse why I haven't watched it yet. But I think I'm going to watch in January because I have a week off then.
Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. What kind of storytelling do both of you prefer? Arcs like the Clone Wars or traditional storytelling like in Rebels?
I mean, they're kind of similar.
Right. I mean, I prefer overarching arcs rather than episodic, personally.
Oh, okay.
We lost you for a second there. I thought you were just really thinking about the question.
I lost you too. I'm like, what? Say you're not going to heaven.
I thought you were just really thinking about that question really hard.
Man, gotta think it over. Yeah, I guess I didn't think, because Rebels kind of has kind of a long arc and stuff, doesn't it?
It does.
I thought it did. Yeah, I mean, I guess either way, that's what I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of, like, people changing over to even this X-Men Evolution show. I like how they do legit kind of grow up and they change over the course of the series. So, yeah, I'm a fan of that. I just, as long as they're likable at the beginning and the end, or I like watching them, if that makes sense.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Twice I asked Heather to sing the Whip and Stir song, but only because I was amused by how you reacted to it in your review of Ernest Saves Christmas. I suppose I should have been explicit from the start. Now that I've explained what I would like, would you, Heather, please sing it one more time?
She doesn't know
actually
the song,
don't know it. I'm sorry.
It's not even a song, it's a chant at best.
I'm sorry. I didn't watch that review. Or you know what? If I did, I'm so bad. A lot of the reviews like meld together and I don't remember specific references.
We've been doing this 15 years, man. I mean, I'm not gonna you remember that one joke in that one review of like whatever, the over 300 videos. So yeah, don't worry about it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Last time I asked about Bison, you laughed, most likely out of stress, and clarified you didn't know much about him. I apologize for the confusion as I didn't expect you to be an expert. I only wanted you and Heather's opinions.
I don't even remember, so don't worry. Yeah, as often as I say, I remember, so you don't have to. My memory's actually terrible, so don't worry about it.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, with your amazing wall, I hope you have heard of the Giga Geiger game called Scorn, and if so, thoughts?
I don't think it has Scorn game. Let me see. Geiger. Yeah. Wait, have I? How old is this?
I haven't heard of it. I think Anu said it just came out. I don't know.
Oh, just came out? Ooh. Unreal Legend. Ooh. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna watch this later. Okay. Yeah, because I love Giger Geiger. I never know how to say. I think it's Giger.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, I've always said Geiger too, so don't worry about it. I gotta check that out. That looks fucking awesome.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Part 1. Have either of you seen the show Studio C? I recently saw a trio of Studio C videos about a house where every piece of furniture is a kingdom unto itself. It started when Tom found the Scottish kingdom of Couchville and met its rulers, King Warwick and Queen Iona. I don't know that one.
No, sounds interesting.
Yeah. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, next week has to be Stephen King time, right? And if it is, which King project are you going to review? Firestarter 2022 or The Dark Tower?
Neither. I'm getting back to the basics. I'm doing a King movie that people really seem to like, but I don't like. So we're gonna get the hate going again.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This is part 2. The Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, that's clever, wanted to wage war on Couchville. The hippie people of the Lovesack beanbag chair requested peace, but he would not listen. The Lovesack people believed all furniture people could live in harmony. The only exception was futons. Even the hippies declared them to be the worst. Continued in part 3. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. This is exciting. Terrifier 2 is getting a Blu-ray release as well as a 2-film collection release, and I love that it says that on the cover. I love that it says on the cover, make Pennywise look like Krusty.
Oh, that's good. Did the first one not get a Blu-ray? Really? That's interesting. I did see the sequel and liked it. It's a little frustrating because I did want some answers, but I also kind of like that. I probably had to wait for another film for that, but yeah, I really liked it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This is part 3. The Sultan forged an alliance with the people of the Persian rug. The people of the French doors surrendered to him even before the war began, and he purchased weapons from the dwarves in the kitchen drawers. The only people who sided with Couchville were the people of Doormat. Continued in part 4.
Good.
DJ Lol 5, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, do you think you might review Rock and Rule for Freak Show Cinema since it is hinted at in the intro of every video?
Yeah, I'll get to it. It's funny. I should probably just do a straightforward review, just watching it in order, because I don't know if enough people are aware of that movie and what happens in it. So I might do it that way and just call it Freak Show Cinema. But yeah, I'll get to it because I still haven't seen it, but everyone tells me it's fucking weird.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Part 4. The Sultan succeeded in conquering Couchville, and when the king and queen tried to take their kingdom back, chaos erupted. But the Chandelierarians descended from on high to set everything right and bring light and peace back to the furniture people.
It's good. I mean, it's a good bit.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits, part 5. Here's something I wrote myself. For his birthday, Tom received a Swiss safe and an armoire where the French door people can live. But dark days lie ahead for the Chandelierarians have disappeared. And for his birthday, Tom also received a Chinese armchair, a German grandfather clock, a Russian bed, and worst of all, a Japanese futon.
Heather, you're making half of this, I want you to know. You just say that with such investment, and at the very end, you know where to put the dramatic pauses and everything. So, and yes, you wrote that very well. But yes, Heather, also, on top of that, you read it very well.
Thank you. The Hourman, thank you for the 50 bits. What are some video games you guys would want to see be made into movies? 2 that I'd want to see are Metroid and Legend of Zelda. Metroid for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And really focus on kind of like the bounty hunter element of it. I always think that's the cool. Like I like a big story, don't get me wrong, but I always like that it starts off like that. Like, yeah, she's just collecting some random shit from some crazy aliens or something and getting paid. Like that's the cool stuff, like the Han Solo thing. Like I love that, just running these little missions.
Randy Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Co. I just wanted to bring to your attention a horror slasher Grinch movie called A Mean One, out this December 15th.
Ooh, okay.
That's cool.
Oh, that's gotta be like the Winnie the Pooh horror story, right? Okay. Oh, look at I saw one of the pictures here. Okay, that looks like fun.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue to next week's Nostalgiaween review?
It is a Stephen King movie, and like I said before, it's getting back to basics. It's one that not everybody likes it, but a lot of people do, and I'm here to piss them off.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Part 1 in another sketch. 4 people enter a Jumanji situation, but with the game of life. Tanner skips college and becomes an artist. Jessica marries him. Game's decision, not hers. They have twins and they purchase a mansion. Tanner, we're an artist and a teacher. Who would approve this loan? Jessica, oh, curse you, Fannie Mae. Tanner, if I can sell one of my paintings. Jessica, your paintings are garbage. Tanner, you're going to be a terrible mother. Woo! That's the game of life. LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite South Park character?
I think Butters. I don't know why. He's trying so hard. Gosh darn it. And I love that he has an alter ego. Any of the characters have an alter ego, like Kenny, if you haven't seen, but you know who his alter ego is. That stuff cracks me up.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 50 bits. Ooh, this is a broad question. Who do you think is your favorite queer character in film or in TV? Maybe both. Gosh, my favorite queer character? That's a
does Garnet count?
I've never seen it, I don't know.
I think she counts. She's pretty awesome. I feel like whenever I go to a con, I always get a fan art of her. So I guess I'll say that.
All right. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. In another sketch, there's a restaurant that acts as a metaphor for life. The only food they provide would be lemons. They serve college degrees, occupations, spouses, offspring, and achievements, such as award-winning novels. What have you two ordered? Oh, I've got a college degree, 10 years of teaching experience, tech knowledge, I suppose.
I'd have to look at what the menu was again.
It's college degrees, occupations, spouses, offerings, offspring, and achievements. So, we both have spouses.
Yeah,
that's on my plate.
Don't have kids and clearly have no achievements. So I'll work on that though.
Yeah. Hopefully, my next achievement is gonna be being sponsored by Hot Pocket. Putting it in the chat one more time. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Growing up during the Cold War. We were, I just noticed something new that just popped up. Let me try this again, sorry. 2-sentence horror story. Thank you, Kevin Lane, 50 bits. Growing up during the Cold War, we were all acutely aware of the threat of nuclear annihilation. Susan apparently traveled 40 years into the past because the old fear was back.
I think oh, yes. Okay, I do follow that. Yes. Yeah, very good.
All right, I don't think I have this on my list, so I need to read this right now. Redneck, thank you so much for the $10 for the elevated message.
Thank you.
Did you see SMG4 War of the Fat Italians 2022? What did you think about the outcome? I personally think it was wise and more authentic. And I don't know what's going to happen to this when this goes away.
Was it SMG4 War
SMG4 War of the Fat Italians. It is.
Oh,
there it is.
Wait,
I see it now. I see the elevated message. There it is. Okay.
I think I know what this. Or wait, do I? No, I'm thinking of the one with the hotel.
SMG4 War of the Fat Italians 2022. I don't know anything about it.
I don't think I've seen that one. I get the feeling, unless I'm confusing it with something else. Give me 1 second here. I think are these the same people that did the one where there's like a hotel and a million me's go inside?
Oh, Waveflow says yes.
Okay, I've seen that. I don't think I've seen the War of the Fat Italians, but now that you've recommended it, I will definitely check it out.
Amazing. Porcupines are God. I love your username. Thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, first time here question. What is a movie you thought was good despite being a bad adaptation? For me, it's Secret of NIMH and Neverending Story.
Oh, I can see that.
That's an interesting question.
What's it called? The Ice Storm. I read the original. It is almost nothing like the movie, but the movie is still very, very good. And the book is very, very good.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. They launched all of their nukes at the alien lander, choosing nuclear winter over being conquered. Seconds before detonation, the hologram vanished.
That's good.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Doug awoke as the warm sunlight filled his bedroom and checked his phone. It displayed it was 1 a.m., as well as a warning notification of worldwide nuclear strikes.
There you go.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. With the growing threat of nuclear war hanging over our heads, Heather tried to distract her thoughts by looking to the beautiful sunrise. However, she's never seen the sunrise 4 hours early or from the west.
That's kind of like the last one, but still good.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, would you do an NC for Willow in time for the Warwick Davis Disney Plus show this November?
I was thinking about it. If I did, it'd have to be like one of the little editorial reviews, because I already got the one with the cast planned, and then we got the commercial special. So we'll see. I haven't seen it since it came out, so it would be nice to see it again.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Houston, is everything okay down there? Alexander asked over the radio. The astronaut received nothing but radio silence as he watched the nuclear warheads ravage Earth from the isolation of the space station.
Hey, definitely getting the theme going on there.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen a few episodes of Andor, and if so, what do you think of it?
Oh yeah, I'm caught up. That's the other thing I watched today. I watched the latest episode of Andor. I love the shit out of it.
It's so good.
it is a slow start, but it's not a bad start.
No.
It is a slower moving show, but it really is like, the best way I can put it is like a Star Wars Game of Thrones, where there is a lot of dialogue, but there's also a lot of like, I don't know, like espionage and strategy and planning, and I don't know. It feels like the most adult thing Star Wars has done, because I can't see kids getting into it.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, you should do a Q&A with Chester. I think that'd be funny. It'd be hard to stay in character for 2 hours.
Yeah, the costume changes alone would just be crazy. Oh, you mean just Chester? Yeah, it would kill my voice. As I get older, it's harder to do certain voices.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. As Lewis watched thousands of nuclear warheads incinerate their target, he turned and said, at least humanity can finally be free of the devil's influence. God looked at me with sorrow and said, the devil was never real.
It is horror story, not nuclear horror story. So switch it up a bit. But these aren't bad.
The Hourman, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you see the Creed 3 trailer? And if so, what do you think about it? I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, I like they're doing something different. I also like that they're not having any returning Rocky character. It doesn't even look like Rocky's in it. I like the idea, too, that you have a new or an old best friend come in, and he's also the enemy. I kind of like that. Like, that's a good way of mixing things up a little bit in this Rocky style formula. So yeah, I'm down. I'm excited for it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. The nuclear war wiped out 99.99% of the world's population. The 0.01% would have to survive what the nuclear war woke up. Dun dun dun.
Good one.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Watching the sun rise over the ocean generally has a serene, calming effect, but it wasn't so calming here in California.
Not sure I follow that one.
The sunrise over the... Oh, because maybe it's an east-west thing.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Doug woke up and went for a morning walk outside, admiring the morning sun and the warmth in the air. But when he turned around, he spotted the clock tower. It read 2 a.m.
You know, I gotta say, this is a little bit more of a horror novel. It's sounding like, its 2 senses starts to go against it.
It was reversing the Earth spin with the California one.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. It was a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, and the sun was shining so bright. In fact, the sun simply kept getting closer. Ooh. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Hey, Alexa, what is the distance between the Earth and the sun? The sun is 94 million. Recalculating. 93 million. Recalculating. 84 million. Recalculating.
That's like the old airplane sketch where the plane keeps going past all the gates.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen the set images for Beverly Hills Cops 4? The set images on Beverly Hills Cop 4.
No, I have a terrible confession. I have never seen a Beverly Hills Cop movie all the way through. And it's not because they're bad. I just always caught them on TV. I probably have seen them just out of order. You know what I mean? I should sit down and actually watch them all the way through, though. So I'm not super excited, but I'm not, I like them fine for what I've seen. I just never seen one all the way through.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, could you make an NC for The Borrowers movie from 1997? It's a pretty nostalgic movie for me.
I hear it's good. I don't know if anyone would watch it, though. I don't know if that has a following or not. I should check it out, though, because I did hear some people say it was actually pretty good.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on the Evil Dead movies, and could you review that for the next Halloween?
I did an old versus new of the Evil Dead movies, so that's probably the closest. And probably not only because of YouTube. I think that is one that got age restricted, because they changed up the rules and everything. So yeah, and you can't really talk about Evil Dead without talking about the gore in it. So yeah, probably not.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. So Doug, you remember last week when you reviewed Peter Jackson's The Frighteners? There's another horror comedy Peter Jackson made in the 90s called Dead Alive, which I believe you will enjoy way more, and I think it will make a great freak show cinema.
That's another one. I know the scenes in that movie, like the famous scenes, but I haven't seen the whole movie. And I should, because that's one that looks like so much fun, and I just never got around to watching it. So I'll get to it eventually.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 28-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Good to be back with Doug and our Twitch/Hot Pockets queen. Hopefully Hot Pocket queen. The Hourman, thank you for the 50 bits. Del Toro's Pinocchio has skyrocketed in my most anticipated films as it currently stands at a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes following its premiere. Are you guys excited or very excited?
I am pretty excited. What I'll be curious to see is how well that design works. Because the design of him looks cool. I can't see that sustaining a whole movie, though. So that'll be really interesting, see if that works. But yeah, no, I love that stop motion. I love that it sounds like it's closer to the book. And which ending will they do from the book will also be very interesting. So yeah, no, I'm crazy excited for it.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. I hope you two are doing well. I hope that last night's stream was fun as well. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up that my birthday yesterday was fantastic, and Nostalgiaween is coming near to an end. So what's going to be the review to end this year? Coraline/Paranorman or some other horror-related movie or show?
Well, it's got to be Stephen King time. So yeah, sadly, I was gonna do Paranorman, but then I realized Hotel Transylvania came out at the same time, and I'm like, I should do all those movies. I'll get to Paranorman at some point, though.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Have you checked out Black Adam yet? And if so, thoughts?
No, I could have gone tonight, but A, I'm not feeling that great, and B, the fact that they're releasing the critic screening so close to when it comes out is probably not a good sign. So I'm like, I'll just wait a day and see it when everybody else does. And now, honestly, I don't think I'm going to be able to because I was sick today and I'll probably still be a little sick tomorrow. I think that's going to throw a lot of scheduling out the window. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a review this week. Sorry.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm seeing Black Adam tomorrow. Can't wait. Are you seeing it tomorrow?
No. See, last answer. But I do want to see it. It looks like fun.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey guys, it's been a minute. Haven't been available on Wednesdays anymore, so this is a special occasion. Anyway, question. Besides popcorn, favorite movie snack? Those cookie dough bites. For some reason, I love those little cookie dough bites. I love those.
I'm gonna sound weird. I actually really love getting a hot dog at the movie theater. I don't know what it's like. Just it fills me up the perfect amount. And then like if my wife gets popcorn, it's like a hot dog and then like maybe 2 handfuls of popcorn. Now I'm good. Like that fills me up.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Don't know if you saw the Netflix Wednesday trailer. It looks good, but I'm concerned that they're leaning too much into the theme of Umbrella Academy / Harry Potter. What do you think?
I have a little bit of that concern too. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, they're going to lean more towards her being like in this dark, creepy school and there's like a conspiracy or something. And that's not what's fun about the Addams Family.
Yeah.
So I am concerned about that, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be good.
It's reading very Chilling Adventures of Sabrina to me, which is like Netflix CW teen trash that I love, but is not the Addams Family.
I mean, and maybe they can turn that into something. I don't know. I mean, Catherine Zeta-Jones is in it, so I'm already going to watch it no matter what. So.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's an idea. Dracula used the Book of the Dead and the Mummy to resurrect his children, and Van Helsing get help from the Frankenstein's creature, and Gypsy Werewolf Princess might be a good idea for a fanscript. Fanscription, I think, is what they mean.
Maybe for Van Helsing too? Yeah, maybe.
DJ Lol 5, thank you for the 100 bits. I thought the Munsters movies were an odd experience for me of how bland and questionable the story was. I also prefer the Addams Family over the Munsters any day.
I think a lot of people do, but I think that's why the Munster fan base is probably a little bit more diehard because they don't get as much attention. So I am an Addams Family guy myself, but I do like the Munsters. I think that's going to get a following, though. Like, I don't know, 10 years from now, I think people are going to, like, put that on and quote the lines and laugh at it sometimes with it. You know what I mean? So it is just strange enough to get a following. So that's my prediction. I'm not saying I'm right.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. I think I know what they're trying to say. How dare you hate the Macarena? Sorry if I mispronounced it. I actually like that song. Fun killer.
Oh, hated it. I remember my girlfriend at the time was like, have you heard this song? Have you seen it? It's like the easiest, like, what did she call it? Samba dance or whatever the hell she called. I can't remember. But, and she showed me the dance. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, that's it. All right, well, what's the song? She played the song. I'm like, oh, it's deserving of that stupid dance. Yeah. And I just hated it from like the minute I heard it. So, yeah, sorry. I never got into it.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I was wondering if you were able to find the Kingdom Hearts pilot and what your thoughts on it. What are your thoughts on it?
Nah, I forgot about that. Let me put that down so I don't forget. Because again, I'm probably gonna have time after this.
Is it on YouTube?
Watch some stuff. I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Yeah, I already typed it in, and it's like, yeah, oh, here we go, re-upload. Yeah, so there you go, 3 days ago.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you ever review the film Stigmata? It's a 1999 horror film starring Gabriel Byron as a priest investigating the case of an atheist played by Patricia Arquette, who received the stigmata, aka wounds of the crucifixion, and uncovers another supernatural mystery.
Gabriel Byrne, thank you so much. It is.
Sorry, that was my bad. I didn't know how to say it.
No, that's another one of those when it came out. I'm like, I just know this is going to suck. And everyone said it did. But maybe it'll be a fun review down the line. We'll see.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you see the new poster for Disenchanted? Are you excited for it?
No. Let me type that in. Oh, wait, did they release a trailer for that yet?
I haven't seen anything.
God, yeah, they did release a trailer. That's right. That's kind of a cool poster actually. Yeah, but keep in mind, I never got super into the first one. I like it fine, but yeah, I didn't grow up with it. I didn't like have a super strong following to it. So it's probably about the same as like Hocus Pocus 2. It's like, yeah, I'll check it out, but like I'm not mad excited or anything.
Joxcab, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey guys, what games has everyone been playing lately? I've played Luigi's Mansion 3, and I'm currently playing the Ori games while waiting for Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which drops tomorrow.
I didn't even know there was a Luigi's Mansion 3.
It's a really great game.
That's cool. Did he already get out of the hotel? Wait, wasn't he in a hotel before?
I don't remember.
Or is that Luigi Mansion 3? Shit, okay, now I'm just getting so backwards. This is what happens when you're sick and dumb. I've just been playing the games like here on stream, honestly, because that's the only time I have to play anyway.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. How far are you into X-Men Evolution, and will you watch Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go next?
I'll probably watch that next. I don't know when the Owl one wraps up, the Owl House. And I think I'm on episode 7. I think so. There's not many left. I'm wondering if it got canceled because I'm watching this like they're not treating it like this is all wrapping up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm really curious if they just pull the plug, which would be a shame because I do feel like, oh man, I like to see some endings with these characters. And whatever show I watch next, which probably will be that monkey show, it's probably going to be next year. I just need a little break for when I'm boxing in the morning. I might just play some songs again.
Chad is confirming Luigi's Mansion 3 is the hotel. That's what I thought, but I just didn't want to misspeak.
Okay, I have played that one a little bit. It is a lot of fun.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm not trying to force you or anything, Doug, but I think you should really consider retiring your Photoshop NC title cards because they have become too tiring, too amateur, and uncomfortably creepy, and go back to using artist-drawn title cards instead. It's the algorithm, man. It's the algorithm.
Yeah. There's so much stuff where it's like, oh, I wonder if this is going to be a big head of me next to the background, because that's what gets hits. So yeah, and we change it up too, because again, that gets in the algorithm more. So I mean, I agree, and I love what a lot of people have like done in the past with the drawings and stuff like that. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like they just don't get the hits.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Global warming was fixed and humanity was saved from extinction, but they continued to build the giant seawalls. As it turned out, they weren't the only intelligent life forms on this planet. They just lived too deep.
All right, that's not bad.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Alaska has canceled winter snow crab season in the Bering Sea for the first time in history after 1 billion crabs disappeared. Global warming has awakened whatever was sleeping in those cold, dark depths, and it was hungry.
That's good.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. The official line was that the releasing of the lab-made sunlight-absorbing bacteria in the atmosphere would reduce global warming, but the reality was that 90% of the Earth's population had less than 48 hours to live.
I'm glad we moved on from nuclear threat to global warming. Change it up a little bit.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. The self-improving Van Neumann satellites we deployed to fight global warming have succeeded beyond our expectations. The people didn't know whether or not there were other underground cities that survived in this frozen wasteland, but any attempt to find out could have caused a heat leak, which would have caused them to freeze to death.
That's pretty long 2 sentences.
Stillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, I must ask this out of curiosity. What motivated you to review Thomas and the Magic Railroad way back? I'm curious because I remember hearing you say many times that you didn't grow up with Thomas the Tank Engine.
I remember it being advertised, and it was kind of for the way Munsters right now, or I should say a couple weeks ago, was kind of the popular movie to make fun of for the minute. Thomas and the Magic Railroad was kind of that, mostly for Alec Baldwin. Everyone just saw him like, oh, I run out of pixie dust, and everyone's like, what are you doing, buddy? So yeah, I was like, I guess I should watch this at some point. I legit did not know the show had such a following that people were actually bringing up. Yeah, there's like good dramatic moments. It's actually a really legit show, to a point where I wish I kind of grew up with it because everybody says it's really good, but I still haven't even like seen an episode.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you ever watch the channel Dead Meat, since they do kill counts for horror movies?
You know, That sounds really boring to me, but they get millions and millions of hits. I should probably check one out and see what they're about. Because my thought is, well, they just show whatever the deaths and put a little number to it, and that's it. But is that not it? If it's more than that, I guess I'll why it has to be. I guess to get that many million views, or maybe not. Maybe people just like the counts. I'm not sure. I should check it out. I should because I always see it recommended, and I should see what's so cool about it.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, I think you might want to consider not doing any more commercial specials after this year because you appear to be running out of ways to start them.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I have like one more idea about how to start them. After that, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I kind of like that. I like having a year to just be like, okay, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Because I always start them earlier and earlier. So yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll invent time travel and figure it out.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Roger's 6-year-old daughter Emily woke up this morning from a nightmare, screaming and crying and babbling something about being in a different universe. He calmed her down by pouring her a bowl of Fruit Loops and turning on her favorite show, Looney Tunes. I think it's the different universe thing. She was correct about there being a different universe, probably, is I think what it is.
Okay.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Is there any mythical creature you personally believe exists? I actually believe vampires are real. Movies probably exaggerate what they are actually like, and they just keep to themselves in secret. Oh, the Mandela effect. That's what it is.
Oh,
the last one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I bet it was spelled a certain way. Okay. That's when you have to read in order to follow it. Okay, gotcha. Okay. That one's really good now. That actually is a really good one. Okay. That was the question of this one.
Mythical creature you personally believe exists.
It's not a creature, but someone pointed out something interesting. You know, the whole was that horoscopes and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't believe in them, but somebody pointed out to me. They said the fact that there are patterns in the universe, everything has a spiral and stuff like that. It isn't too crazy to think everything kind of follows a certain pattern and certain things repeat over certain amounts of time and stuff like that. So maybe you could kind of connect that to the date you were born and you're part of that pattern. Like, it's not exact, but I thought that was an interesting way to really sum up something that's probably just nonsense. But I thought in a way to attach some sort of logic and science to that was kind of interesting.
I don't think this is a mythical creature, but I definitely think there's aliens out there. We got a whole galaxy. There's got to be intelligent other life somewhere in another galaxy.
Especially when they're always expanding and everything. Yeah. It'd be weird if we're the only ones. That would be really odd.
I don't think we're the only intelligent life out there.
Mm.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. What's the funniest Jim Carrey movie in your opinion? Not his best or favorite, but the one that makes you laugh the most.
Man, funniest. Maybe Liar Liar. I love his reactions when he realizes he loses the case. Or he's badgering the witness. It's his witness. I mean, that's some great writing.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Honestly, I feel like I'm the only one who liked She-Hulk all the way through. I mean, I don't want to get into spoilers, but I liked it pretty much all the way through. I don't think it was the best of the Marvel shows, but I thought it was a fun ride.
So I will admit I gave up on it. The humor was just getting too bad until everyone, I think even here, was saying, did you see the finale? And everybody was telling me, see the finale. I'm like, oh, great. I'll check it out. That last 10 minutes was pretty great. That is something where I'm like, oh, chef's kiss. This is right. I even showed Robin because the same thing happened. He's like, I don't know, man. It's not good. I'm like, let's just show you the last 10 minutes of this. And you know what happens.
Yeah.
Heather. So even he was like, what the hell? And then he was like, look at his control. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, okay, that was really, really good. And we were kind of laughing the more and more it progressed. So yeah, I thought that was a very, very clever ending.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I enjoyed your review for Guardians of Ga'Hoole. One thing I'm surprised you didn't mention is the amazing facial expressions. The owls not only look like real owls, but they're very expressive. Something the Lion King remake really could have learned from.
Well, yeah, Lion King just shot lions and said, okay, CG that here. where Owls, they had to really start. I'm sure they watched Owls, but I mean, I doubt they just took exact footage and then it was like, okay, we'll have that turn be his surprise reaction. Like they actually animated it and had the expressions move with how, they were moving. So, yeah, no, I thought they were good.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. Another broad question. Favorite TV show villain?
TV show villain. Man. I mean, I don't know if this count. Maybe Zuko. I mean, I feel
would
like
count
that counts. Yeah. There was just so many layers to that character, and I just everything. I don't know. Even like the comics afterwards that were like continuing his story. I'm like, I had to read him. He was just so freaking fascinating. So I guess I'll go with that.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. What animated movie or series do you think represents autism well and true? I think that's a question for people who are actually on the spectrum. Like, as someone who is not on the spectrum or involved or does not have autism at all, I don't think that's for me to say.
and was it animated or just a TV movie?
Animated movie or series do you think represents autism well and true?
Yeah, I don't even know where I would start with that. Not that I'm sure I haven't seen it. I just don't even. I can't even think any off the top of my head. So I'm sure there are. I just can't think of any.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Which song from Lion King 2 do you think is better? We Are One or Not One of Us?
I like We Are One, mostly because I can't even remember Not One of Us. So I guess that would just stand to reason. I gotta like that one more. Yeah, I still remember how We Are One goes. So yeah, I think that's it has a good beat. I remember the lyrics. So yeah, I like that one.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50. Oh, I just read that, sorry. Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you know that Kirby the Pink Puffball had his own show? Unlike a lot of video game shows and movies from the past, like the live-action Mario movie, the Kirby show, known as Kirby Right Back At Ya, has a happy ending. It also had 100 episodes.
Really? I thought I heard somewhere maybe he had a show, but I thought it was just like one of those pilots. I didn't know it actually got made and everything. No, I didn't know that. I'm listening. I'm just letting Chaplin out here. You can read the next one.
Okay. Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Based on the recent trailer for the upcoming animated Super Mario Bros. Movie, what are your thoughts, including Chris Pratt's Mario voice? Sorry.
So I thought it looked good, but then I saw a video that completely ruined it, which is Linda from Bob's Burgers saying the exact same, like they just took Chris Pratt's audio and put it to Linda, and it sounds identical, and it just ruined the movie for me. But Tamara made a good argument. She's like, no, that'll make it even better. Mario is voiced by Chris Pratt, and he sounds like Linda. That's amazing. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, actually that is kind of amazing the more I think about it. It might even be even more fun with that.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. So I'm going to watch the Godfather movies for the first time. Should I watch the third one or not?
I mean, you can just to complete it. I don't know. It's interesting. It's definitely not good, but it's nice to see it end, and it is interesting to see someone who just probably waited too long and his style kind of changed and stuff. But yeah, it's not even like the worst movie in general. It's just compared to the other two, it's really, really bad. So yeah, let me know what you think when you see them.
WWE, thank you for the 50 bits. Which anniversary are you celebrating? The 16-year, because you're counting the 2007 to 2012 run, or your 10-year, just counting the second run, 2013 to present anniversary?
I'm terrible at remembering ever. I just know this is my 15th year, I think, not counting when I was with Channel Awesome, just when I started with YouTube. So I know that. I think Rod's talked about maybe doing like a 15-year Channel Awesome logo or something like that. So maybe we'll do something with that. But yeah, I'm terrible at celebrating that stuff. People always have to remind me, what are you gonna do for the 300th episode? I'm like, well, I got big plans. And I'm like, I totally didn't know. I just put like 300 at the top. Like, haha, we made it.
Jockscab, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite scary folklore series? Oh my gosh. Tail-Yi-Po, I don't know what that is right up my nightmare alley. It's like the word tail YPO. Tail-Yi-Po?
Well, I'm just seeing what even folklore series There's a show. Is this what they're talking about? Folklore, the HBO Max
I
show?
think they just mean in general scary folklore stories, like scary stories passed on through generations, like something like the Headless
Uh,
Horseman.
okay, gotcha. As a movie or just story in general?
They just said favorite scary folklore story.
Okay, Headless Horseman's pretty good because if you know the original story, I mean, the Disney one is closer, but I like you're essentially following an asshole through most of the story, and then just the Headless Horseman kind of comes out of nowhere. Which I don't know. If I never heard that many scary stories, and I just heard that, I'd be like, what the hell? I kind of like it's a legit surprise. And then in the Disney one, maybe a little bit in the original, they only kind of build him up at the end and then he appears. But I mean, now you hear that in a million stories, but I feel like that's the one that probably got that going.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, if you were to make improvements on the theater industry, what would it be? One of the things I do is minimize the preview trailers. Excuse me, no one wants to spend an extra 15 minutes watching trailers they've already committed to seeing that very year. Just only show trailers of movies coming the next year or show never before seen trailers.
Well, first of all, I'm glad you mean that because for a second I thought you meant like Broadway shows. I was just like, oh, I don't know, I don't go to enough of them. But what I do to improve them? I mean, I guess shorten them would be nice. The one thing they added since COVID, I actually really like. I do like you have to get assigned seats now.
It was like that even when I lived in Japan.
Because now it's like you don't have to show up so early. In fact, sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, we're running like 5 minutes late." Well, it's trailers, so who cares? And we have the seat already, so that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pre-ordering snacks can be nice too.
yeah, they just started doing that. I don't know. I still like going to the movie theaters. I still think it's a nice experience and sharing something with a crowd. So I still enjoy it. So I don't know. Better movies. There you go.
I feel like nowadays, more recently, I would just tell every theater they don't have to be a big cushy recliner theater. Like, I love just a good old fashioned movie theater.
Yeah.
And I feel like every AMC in the area has changed itself to be one of those big cushy recliner, $14 per ticket kind of thing. And I'm like, I don't need that. I just want to sit in a theater seat,
I saw Endgame in one of those, and it was a mistake because everyone was too comfortable. They were all Now, when you're watching a movie, you're like this. You're the edge of your seat. That's what they say. Nobody's gonna be lean back like this. Woo! No, you want to be like in your seat like that. You can be too comfortable. It's like, and so many people have big screen TVs at home and sound systems and nice chairs anyway. So it's like you want that. I still say comfy chairs, but you're right. They don't need to be reclining. All that.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite action movie?
I mean, the ones that pop in my head are like, Last Crusade or Terminator 2. I mean, it kind of like all the generic ones, honestly. Mask of Zorro, I think, is really great. I'm not saying they're the best ones, but they're the ones when you say, like, action, what popped in my head? Those popped in my head.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Not sure if I asked you this, but are you doing anything for Halloween?
I usually go to a friend's Halloween party. That's about it. Oh, and sometimes we go to haunted houses. There's a real good one in Illinois called Hell's Gate we usually go to. Heather can vouch for that too. She was the perfect person to bring there because she's like yelling and screaming. She's scared, but she's also complimenting them at the same time. Like, oh my God, I love the production value. And I mean, she's the perfect person to bring. Yeah, that's about it.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Sesame Street Muppet? I love Oscar the Grouch.
I was gonna say probably Oscar the Grouch. I guess I have a soft spot for Snuffleupagus too. He's just like, I don't know, just go with the flow.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I remember a while ago you said you didn't want to play the Monkey Island games because of the art style, but every game has a different style.
And the first two don't have that much of a difference. For me, I got so into the third one. I loved that style so much. I hated that it was only one game that they did it in. I'm just like, piss me off, but no, I should play it. Everyone says it's pretty good and everything, so it's once again just finding time.
WWE, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you considered or are you considering doing a special episode of the NC to celebrate? Maybe something like a look back clip show showcasing reviews, guests, jokes, bloopers, etc., or even something here on Twitch?
For like 15 years on like Channel Awesome, is that? Again, I'm terrible at that stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Nothing is planned right now, I'll say that. Maybe we'll plan something as we get closer to it.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, at some point could you do a Freak Show Cinema for Making Fiends? I think it's one of those things that's right up your alley. All the episodes are on YouTube.
I don't usually do it for shows. Maybe I'll do it for like a Dark Toons or something. Or wait, no, that is an animated show, right? I feel like I've looked it up like every single time, and I always forget it. I'm terrible. But I remember the not Dark Fiends, Making Fiends. I always forget about it. Yeah, it is an animation show. I might do it for Dark Toons.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I checked out Seven over the weekend. That ending had my jaw touching the floor. What a film.
You know, that ending never did much for me. It's good. I'm not going to say it's bad. The jaw-dropping, oh my God. Okay, but it was kind of ruined for me already. That's probably why. I think I already knew what the ending was. That it was satirized. Everybody was doing a parody of it at the time. So when I finally saw the movie, I had an idea what it was going to be. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's about what I put together from the parody. So I think that's one of the few instances where a spoiler did kind of ruin it. It's still good, but it did kind of ruin it for me.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Before I start, I want to vent about the NFL turning into ref ball to kiss Tom Brady's ass. They claim it's because of what happened to Tua, but it's a damn lie. I was going to enjoy Falcons' first win against Tom Brady, and now it's because of bullshit roughing the passer call from a clean sack.
You'd have to talk to Rob about that. I'm terrible at following that stuff. When a Chicago team gets far, or it's the Super Bowl, that's when I pay attention. Anything else sports, I'm not really that knowledgeable about, sadly.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. In your vid on CG animation versus hand-drawn, you point out your point about lines on a hand-drawn face rings true with Dipper and Mabel. They have 2 lines on their face, and where they are says a lot about their characters. Dipper's lines act as eye bags, which tell us he gets exasperated and a little neurotic, and Mabel's lines act as dimples, which tells us she's unwaveringly positive and happy.
Yeah, and as I get older, I like hand-drawn more and more because I just realize, like, when you look at someone, you're going to make a 3D model. Well, that's really something, sculpting and everything, totally. But when you're looking at someone, you're going to reduce them to a line. You capture a person in a line, like just a bunch of dots together, and you can somehow capture that person. That's phenomenal to me. Like, that's amazing to me. And the idea of doing that where it looks like it's moving, you can capture a person's motion and give them personality through that. It's just so mind-blowing to me. Where CG, it's also amazing. It really is. But to me, it's a little bit more like copying or kind of exaggerating what you see in the real world, where I think there's something a little bit more abstract, in a way kind of more special about hand-drawn to me. That's my personal take. And I'm sure it's not at all because I'm a cartoonist.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Spooky fact about the movie The Craft. There was odd occurrences on set when every time the actresses recited actual Wiccan languages. Flocks of bats hovered over the set, power goes out, and the tide rose dramatically. The Wiccan consultant on the movie said the god of the characters were praying to sounded closely like the Gaelic god of the sea.
Cool. I never did see that movie.
I didn't either.
It's one of those where, like, when it came out, people were like, yeah, it's good. I was like, I believe you. I just never saw it. And then, like, it got this big following over the years. So it's like, all right, maybe I should check it out.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. So my first Tim Curry movie I saw was Muppets Treasure Island. Could you review it? I actually liked it and recently watched it and laughed at how crazy it was.
I might. Curry is so much fun.
Yes.
In that, there's something about when you have Ludo Curry just giving the orders and Tim Curry just go, aye, aye, Captain. I'm like, oh my God, I love it. I remember liking it. I don't remember loving it, but I do remember liking it.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite music video? For example, my favorite is Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit because of West Coast legends Snoop Dre and a legend from your rival city, Eminem, also in hip hop. When maybe they meant well-known rappers appear in your video, it's a big deal.
I mean, for me, it's got to be. I think this counts. Probably Smooth Criminal.
Oh, of course that counts.
That's like the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. I'll still watch it today and just be like, just like blown away. You're like watching a martial arts master do something, but it's dancing instead. So yeah, I'm always blown away by that.
Randacy Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. This is a follow-up for my last message. Remember, Disney owns Monkey Island, so you can play the games for Disneycember along with the Sam and Max game.
Sam and Max might be fun. I don't know how much. I say I don't know about how much fun that would be on stream, but if there's anything the last stream showed me at Kingdom Hearts is like, I'm just going around just building up experience points for like an hour. I thought I was going to lose everybody, but everybody stayed. So I don't know. Maybe there's an audience there, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
Kerwin V. Holloway, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. Hope you're having a great night. I have a question for Doug, but I have to give a little bit of context so it hopefully doesn't come off the wrong way. I'll just divide it into separate bits. This is part one, I guess. I've been a fan of you since you started the Nostalgia Critic back in the late 2000s. You basically inspired me to want to become a film critic myself ever since high school, but I never took the leap due to discouragement from my family and friends. And the part two, we will continue.
Yeah, I'll wait for the part two before I respond.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Could you explain a joke for me? In one of your Lion King reviews, you said that Mufasa's body looked very clean, having been trampled to death. Then you said, oh, wait, there's a bent whisker. No open casket for him.
It's a dark joke, but they used to say if somebody was like too whatever messed up from the death and stuff, they don't have an open casket. So like the bent whisker is like, oh no, closed casket, yeah, you can't look at him, kind of thing. It's a dark joke.
Kerwin V. Holloway, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part two. This year, I've decided to take a stab at it and try to be a critic on YouTube and pursue other projects of interest. And I wanted to ask you, what would your advice be when jumping into this world? And is it a good idea to try to do it without showing my face? Not exactly keen on showing myself to the world. Just wanted to ask, since you have so much experience regarding being a critic on YouTube.
Oh, do whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, that's the nice thing. Now, there's even like VTubers and stuff.
VTubers look like amazing. The technology there.
So, I mean, it's crazy what you can do now. But the number one advice I give to anyone who wants to honestly do anything creative and try to make a living out of it. Number one rule, and it sounds so obvious, but you'd be shocked how many people don't do it. Do it because you love it.
Yep.
Because I'll be honest, everything is kind of rigged against you. This is a very oversaturated market. Doing anything in terms of entertainment on YouTube, there's a ton of people out there. Even being a critic, there's a ton of those out there. So you have to do it because you love it. Because if you do, you've already won. Mm-hmm. What are you losing? You're doing what you love, even if you never make a cent at. I wasn't making money at this when I started. I'd still be doing it. Probably not as much. I'd have another job to do. But then if you do end up making a living at it, you'll be all the more thankful for it because there's a possibility it would not have happened. If you're doing it to get likes or attention or shares or anything like that, or again, even money, it doesn't mean don't try to get it. But if that's the reason you're doing it, you're not going to be happy even if you do get it. Mm-hmm. And I've seen it happen quite a bit. So it is something where you should definitely do it because this is what you'd be doing even if you never made a dime at it. And that really is the best advice I can give you.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, you and the NC crew should do a video with Brad and try those adult Happy Meals to see how they taste. I think if McDonald's really wanted to make it adult, add a small box of wine or something.
Well, that'd be the French McDonald's. I think I heard somewhere that like a lot of employees don't like them because they either don't have enough toys or the boxes don't stack, so they can't have them the right place. They run out of food faster. So there is a part of me that kind of wants to be kind to them and not get it. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't damn curious what one looked like, though. So maybe after the craze dies down, I'll try one just to see like what the toy looks like and the box looks like, because I'm a little curious. Although I could probably just look at it online. I don't know. I probably won't do a video on it. I'm sure Brad will, because he doesn't care about people. No.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Now that you've seen Scorn's art style, would it be a Friday game or not?
I have to see how. I mean, I only just saw a few seconds of it there. I have to see what kind of game it. If it's like a card game, where I mean, a take turn game, probably not. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Lord Greystroke, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I'm a bit late in asking this, but seeing as it's spooky season, I feel this is appropriate to ask. What did you think of the Last of Us HBO trailer, and have you played/beat the games?
I played the first one. I got about halfway through the second, and I just ran out of time, and I think it was Rob's copy, so I gave it back to him. And I was liking it. First one, I really, really like. I like that both games make me forget it's a game. And the first one, I kept checking behind my back to see if Ellie's there, forgetting, well, it's Pixel. She's always going to be there. And then the second one, almost at the halfway point, you find out something about a character. And I was legit angry at the character. I'm like, why did you do that? You know the dangers that were involved. How could you? It's a fucking story. It's Pixels. She's not really there, kind of thing. So I like when a game does that. And I am hopeful the show is good. I think if it's not a game, it's going to be too familiar. It's going to ring too many familiar bells of other zombie shows and movies. But I'm hoping they add some different stuff. I mean, the actors all look good and everything. It looks like it has the spirit down. But part of what makes the first game especially so good is that it is a game. And you're literally making those choices and in there going around when you're just watching somebody. I don't know if it's going to be as good, but I'm hopeful because I do really like the game. I like those actors and everything. So here's hoping.
Yeah, we might have to pick it up a little bit. We're an hour behind.
Gotcha.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you guys familiar with Michael Rosen? If you aren't, he's an English YouTube storyteller, a really eccentric one at that. His vids are popular with kids, but they're even more popular with the meme community.
Sorry, I'm trying.
It's Michael Rosen. The name looks familiar to me, but not anything I'm constantly watching.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pictures of him. I guess some of the book. Michael Rosen's sad book. He's already winning me over. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. All right, these look kind of nice. All right, I'll try to check him out.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. About the Munsters, it's crazy how it looks like a XXX parody without sex and nudity. Weird how Elvira looks like Nina Hartley. The thing about it is how Cheryl Moon is miscast as Lily. When I saw the trailer, I called it the worst thing involving Rob Zombie since Twisted Metal 4. I might check it out on Peacock on my belated Halloween.
I mean, I get it when people say that. I understand. I mean, I don't think it's good either. If you really just watch it in small bits, though, it is pretty funny. Like, just tiny little couple second snippets are so weird and odd. They get me to laugh anyway.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, did you actually get drunk during the It review? Never do the drinking game.
Yeah, no, it really don't. No, that was apple juice. I did think about it, but I'm like, no, that's a stupid idea. I want this to be funny, and I can't be that funny with editing while I'm drunk, so yeah.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Since the last stream, I've seen all of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, both the web and TV series. It's another one of those shows that I shouldn't like, but I do. Warren the Eagle is the best worst character ever.
I feel like somebody brought that up last time. Don't hug me, I'm scared. I feel like someone brought that up last time. I will. Oh, okay, I do remember these. Yeah, I do actually like those. I saw a little bit. I forgot it was called that.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you watched either The Last Unicorn yet or Makia? Or pronounced Makea, sorry. When the Promised Flower Blooms. The latter is on Amazon Prime. It's free, and its English dub is really good. Sharami Lay, VA Sailor Venus from Sailor Moon Viz dub, is amazing as Makea's friend Layla, like golfers clap good. Gosh, sorry, that was very difficult for me to read for some reason.
And where do you see where they say you can watch that one for free?
Amazon Prime.
Okay, all right, I might check that one out. And The Last Unicorn, it's gonna be a while, man. Like I said, I'm still catching up on stuff to watch.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. This might sound blasphemous, but I think the kids in Hocus Pocus 2 are better than the kids in the original, although the jock in the sequel reminds me of Chris Hemsworth character in Ghostbusters. He was made too stupid.
Neither kids, I think, are that good. They're both pretty forgettable. I will say, there was something about the new one where they were, like, actively forgettable. Like, at least when I was watching the first one, I remembered the three existed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Is the Stephen King review one of these films? Cujo, Christine, Running Man, or Secret Widow? Window, sorry.
No.
It's not. Okay. Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. You say you like Transformers. However, the reviews for your movies were just you talking about them and not even reviewing them. Could you maybe review Transformers Rise of the Beast when that comes out?
Is that a new movie or is that a show? I'm not sure. So I am a casual fan of Transformers. I grew up with it, but I was really more of a Ninja Turtles guy. So I was really more riding the hype that everybody had like in the theater, and I was excited to see them again, the nostalgia and everything. And that was the first review I did when I didn't really have a style yet for a nostalgia critic. So that's why they are the way they are. If you're like, this isn't like what he does, well, that's why.
It's new apparently and will come out in 2023.
Oh, okay. I'll see what happens.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Apparently, Halloween fans launched a petition to have the film reshot after the negative backlash.
What, the new one?
Yeah, I assume.
I mean, yeah, that'll happen. Good. I really think you're gonna have that goal be accomplished. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. I don't like the movie either, but that seems pretty pointless.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Part 2. This is way back from the life one. Tanner, I have the opportunity to switch careers. Jessica, do it. Tanner, but my dreams. Jessica, I don't care about your dreams. Our children need to eat. Tanner, I'm a doctor. Jessica, yes, thank you, heaven above. Jessica, ooh, payday. Looks like this teacher's getting $3? That's 2 hot dogs at Costco. What's wrong with society?
I mean, yeah, I guess that is life.
That's very true. Bad Necromance, thank you for the 100 bits. What fanscription would Doug like to personally see? Something that's not obvious. I rewatched the NC Blair Witch 2. Man, that was bad.
Yeah, no, it's a bad one. There's a couple I had in mind. I wanted to do a prequel on Judge Doom, how he got to that point. And I like the idea of doing Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, and making it a parody of the prequels and the sequel trilogy. I think that'd be fun to do.
Deflated Eagles, thank you for the 95 bits. Would you consider reviewing 80s shows like Knight Rider, Airwolf, etc.?
I don't know if there's an audience for it, or at least enough that'll make it worth the time, you know what I mean, and stay in the algorithm, but sometimes I do.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, HBO Max just did a teaser for A Christmas Story Christmas, and Peter Billingsley is reprising his role as Ralphie, so is HBO Max doing a proper A Christmas Story 2? Your thoughts? For me, I'm curious, but I'll wait for a proper trailer, but I'm probably going to watch the first movie again.
I called myself cautiously pessimistic, seeing all the other Christmas Story stuff they've done, but I like them getting the cast back. At least that's something. That's something that's like, okay, if there's anything that can work, that can work. So we'll see, because I do love the original.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. What if Beavis and Butthead talked about suicide prevention? I imagine Beavis would say, if you like... Okay, this is a little dark. Okay. If you like kill yourself, you won't be able to do all kinds of cool stuff. Meh, like eating nachos, spanking your monkey, and starting fire, yeah, meh. Then Butthead would say, yeah. So like, don't be a dumbass like Beavis and kill yourself. Suicide sucks.
I guess maybe they'd be a little bit more. So I just say this in a review I'm doing. It surprisingly takes a lot of intelligence to write a dumb character in an entertaining way. And even there, it's like, that's okay, but you know what I mean? Where it's like, there's a certain way you write Beavis and Butthead where you're like, wow, they're stupid, but that was weirdly smart, the way they wrote it. So I still don't think that would go well for suicide prevention, but I don't know. I can almost see him doing other PSAs.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Black Adam looks like it will be better than any MCU movie with Hawkman, but he most electrifying man in comics, and Dr. Fate played by Pierce Brosnan rebuilding his career after destroying it with Mamma Mia.
There's that. I mean, I don't know. It looks like fun to me. I hear it's not getting good reviews, but I'm hoping they're wrong. I'm hoping it's fun because I love The Rock. I want to go to a movie and see The Rock blow shit up.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. What is the most satisfying kill you made in a video game? For me, it's when I played Red Dead Redemption 2, and I killed a group of clan members with a stick of dynamite. As Cap would say, I can do this all day.
I didn't know that was a level in that. That's interesting. I think probably, I think I can say the character's name in Kingdom Hearts 2, Roxas.
Mm-hmm.
Because what that take like 2 hours,
yeah,
something like that to kill him. But it did feel, it was still fun the whole way through. And when you beat it, it's like, like it feels earned. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. What is the title for the next commercial video?
I don't know. I have to see what Planet of the Apes / Pink Panther / Halloween movies there are to rip titles from.
Cypher, thank you for the 100 bits. I just wanted to say I really appreciate Doug's consistent upload schedule for the NC. Was there ever an episode that came close to not meeting the deadline?
I'm sure if there ever was, it's usually because I'm sick or something like that. Yeah, I hate missing deadlines. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why you probably won't get a Black Adam review this week, because I did get sick, and I'm like, I gotta write the NC, I gotta get done, because I hate missing them.
Pokemon Heroes, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the new Velma series coming out?
I saw the trailer. I can see it going either way. I can see it either being like really like kind of preachy and cringy, like I see what you're trying to do, but it's not working. Or I could see it being like just really crazy clever. I think if they actually make her a troll, that would be really funny. I don't know if they're gonna do that though, but I think that would actually be like kind of like with Archie Bunker, like you're laughing at him and that he's kind of this terrible person, but they're also kind of mocking like the problem as well. I think that'd be funny, but I don't know if they're gonna do that.
High Velocity Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Now that I have an excuse to, can I ask if you can review the SMG4 anime arc, which is probably my favorite arc?
I gotta look more into these, honestly, because I hate to see it. The only one I've seen is the one I'm in. So I haven't seen that many, but it was very funny, the one I saw. So I will do my best.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. The third and final Fullmetal Alchemist live-action movie came out last month. They fixed the dubbing with the second movie. My only problem I had with the third movie is the CGI for Sloth and the rush on one specific scene. Could you review the Fullmetal Alchemist live-action movies?
Are those made in Japan? Because that's usually... we get a lot of copyright claims from Japan. Also, I hate to say it, I don't really have the anime crowd. Actually, that's not true. A lot of people watch anime, watch my stuff too. But I don't review animes usually because of the Japan copyright and stuff. So I don't think many people would be that interested in what I have to say about it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Checked out Paranorman a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was good, but I personally didn't see what was so great about it.
For me, so it's funny. Coraline has better characters, in my opinion. I think Paranorman has the better story, though. I think that story and where it goes, and I mean, what I think is a really surprising, dark turn in the last third, when you have the big reveal there. And then the message it has about, like, you know, those being persecuting others, you know, and passing that pain on, and how it only makes it worse. I thought that was very, very powerful. And every time I see it, it gets more and more potent. So, yeah, I really enjoy it for those reasons.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, have you heard about the gaming industry's horrible wages for the voice actors? Recently, the actor for Bayonetta broke her NDA to speak out against the unfair treatment. Even Tara Strong tweeted about this and brought up how the industry paying A-list actors like Chris Pratt way more money for what voice artists do. I mean, I think it's been... I guess I just assumed it was public knowledge when it isn't. Like, people pay voice actors nothing. Not nothing, but like, it's dirt cheap. It is unfairly cheap what voice actors get paid. In anime as well. Anime voice acting, whoo, those people do not get paid for the work they do.
Yeah, well, wasn't there a strike? Like Steve Bloom started a strike or something like that a long time ago, right?
A couple of years ago, I believe.
Yeah. It was a while, but yeah, no, I definitely remember that, like, kind of being news. Yeah, so I'm with you. It's like, it sucks, but it's not surprising, sadly.
There's been some new stuff too that just evolved today with the Bayonetta situation, so I don't quite feel comfortable enough speaking about what is going on because I don't know all the details about everything that's happening with the Bayonetta situation. But I think there was new stuff that just came out today, so I don't know. It's a mess. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. From what I hear, indie developers pay better than AAA game industry, and most of the voice actors rely on royalties and conventions for the bulk of their earnings. First VFX artists, and now this? What's happening? I mean, unfortunately, it's always been this way.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no first. A lot of times it is just like that, yeah.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. I came across your King and I review. I've never seen the animated film, but wow, does that look awful and historically inaccurate. Your review was hilarious, though.
Now, to be fair, the musical is also hugely historically inaccurate, but still a good musical.
Oh, Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Since you did a great review for Hocus Pocus 1, will you review the second one in a similar way? The ending of the first review was awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't think I'm doing clipless reviews anymore. It's just a getting older thing. It just takes more out of me. But I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Ida J Gaming, thank you for the raid. Welcome.
Thank you.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Good news. There's an extended version of No Way Home.
Oh, neat. Okay. Yeah, I might check that out. That sounds pretty interesting, actually.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. I don't know how you'll react to this, Doug, but when you returned from your trip to Ireland, people noticed your beard came in thicker. I recall that some people thought you actually looked sexier and more rugged with more hair on your face. It was pretty funny seeing people getting thirsty over the dude that wore Sonic the Hedgehog blackface. Yikes.
It's Blueface, thank you so much.
Yikes.
It's just because they're used to seeing nothing up here, so when it comes down there, they're like, ooh, hair! It's disappearing from his eyebrows and it's appearing here, woo! Usually when I do like a vacation, like I try to do something different with the facial hair, just to see how it looks. And honestly, I thought it looked okay too, but I'm like, yeah, just for the NC, it doesn't look right. So maybe when I retire that character, I'll throw it out.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you guys checked out videos by Cinema Therapy? Recently, they did a Coraline and the anime film Your Name. If you haven't, please check them out.
I always hear I think I've seen a little bit, actually. I take it back. I've seen a little bit. I haven't seen that one, and yeah, I like their stuff.
Coburn, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, why don't you like Quack Pack? I always feel like quacking when Donald Duck is there.
Awesome, man. Keep that going. I do not.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm looking forward to the Wednesday series, but wouldn't it be great to highlight Pugsley because we rarely have time with him?
Yeah, it's weird. So in the movies, Wednesday, I think, really stole the show, and I think they wanted to write more for her. And then, but in other stuff, like I think like the cartoon show and like video games and stuff, they focus more on Pugsley. Maybe that was their way of balancing it out. So yeah, I'll be curious to see what they do in this one. And Pugsley looks younger too. That's interesting because I always thought they were about the same age.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. So I know you don't want to watch One Piece. However, I was watching some episodes yesterday and today, and I was horrified. There are living cakes and apples singing as they get eaten by a giant lady. I was horrified by some of the imagery. Still a great show, though.
It's not that I don't want to. I actually do. It looks like a fun show. I just don't have time because there's like a bajillion episodes. It's the same thing with Dragon Ball. It's like, I would love to watch that show. When I actually started checking it out, I was enjoying it. But yeah, there's too many of them, and this job just surprisingly keeps you really busy.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Any upcoming top 11s? Maybe a top 11 of horror cartoons a la Skeleton Warriors and or Mummies Alive. There's a lot more of these cartoons out there if you look for them.
I didn't grow up with them. I'm sorry. I think Darktoons is more my outlet for that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I wrote down like one or two top 11 ideas, but yeah, I don't know. They don't appeal to me right now. Maybe because there were so many lists on the internet for a while that I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting tired of that.
Your Extra Joe, thank you for the 50 bits. In second grade, we had to do a show where we all did the Macarena, proof that our tax dollars are going to waste.
No, that's what it is. It's great for kids. That, even though I think the song
and also white like people cheating, wedding dancing.
Yeah, no, it's pretty terrible there. But it's understandable there. You know, they have the chicken dance at the wedding. It's like, I get that, but it's still terrible.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen the Britannic movie? If you don't know, Britannic was Titanic's sister ship. If you know the history and story of the ship, the movie does it such a disservice.
Oh, well. I was going to be like, ooh, is it like a really good film? Oh, no, it's apparently really shitty. Okay. No, I have not seen it, and I guess I won't.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, after doing so many Stamps commercials, has it gotten to the point where you're able to recite the script in your sleep?
They do change it.
Oh no! Doug? Doug?
The different way they do it. Yeah,
we
no,
lost you there for a second.
Ah, okay.
We lost you.
I just heard you laughing. I was like, I didn't think it was that funny.
No, you got frozen in quite an interesting pose. Basically, all we heard. Yep, yep, you were. Basically, we didn't hear your answer. So give us the answer again.
Okay. They change it up a little bit, but I like hearing other YouTubers say like the exact same script because I like hearing like how they do it and how quickly or slowly or whatever they do it. So that's a little fun for me.
LePew, thank you for the 50 bits. How is Dom in the Pixel Palace?
Oh, he's good. Thanks. Oh man, see that's why I don't do it anymore. I can barely do that voice.
Rand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Dead Meat also talks about the effects and what the actors went through.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. All right. So it sounds like they really go into like the making. That's pretty awesome. Okay. Actually, now I really want to check them out.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. Will you ever bring back any episodes of That Guy Riffs? I really enjoy getting a laugh out of your reactions to those old shorts from the 40s and 50s. By the way, who would win, Wilkins or Mr. Bungle?
Oh, Wilkins, man, because Mr. Bungle's in all of us, and Wilkins can kill all of us. So I think that makes the most sense. I probably won't do That Guy Riffs anymore, just because I feel like that time is past. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Everyone was kind of doing it for a while, but they were fun. Yeah, and you can still watch them, but yeah, probably not.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you guys like the alternative band REM? Their song Losing My Religion hit 1 billion views several months ago. I was surprised. I didn't think such a song was that popular. Happy to be wrong.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in the 90s, that was everywhere. Yeah. And I like Man on the Moon and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, I dig them.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. This past Monday, the trailer for season 3 of The Chosen was released. From the looks of it, this season being released in November is going to be very tense and emotional season. Some theaters will show the first 2 episodes before they're released on the Chosen app and Amazon Prime.
I don't think I want to say I saw that like in my YouTube thumbnails, but I wasn't sure what it was. It looked like a Jesus thing, I think. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'll try to check it out, I guess.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. If the first Deadpool was a love story and the second Deadpool was a family story, what kind of story do you think Deadpool 3 will be?
A kid's movie.
Perfect. Love it. I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Not gonna lie, I like Chris Pratt's accent as Mario. It kind of reminds me of Lou Albano, and I love the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, despite how cheesy it is.
Yeah, I hear you. Like I said, it didn't distract me until I saw that Linda video, and now it's like I gotta hear more. I gotta hear more about it before I decide whether or not it'll work.
I mean, I feel like we've heard 2 lines. I want to hear more before I pass judgment. I think yes. I am more interested to hear Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. What is that going to be?
Well, especially because that voice, Peach's voice, it always sounds like a guy imitating. Oh, what are we going to do? Oh, like that. So it'd be nice to hear like an actual, I mean, I think it was always a woman, but like just kind of a normal voice, for her.
I don't know.
Or maybe it won't be. Who knows?
Who knows? Herbert Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. As someone on the spectrum, I think Tina Belcher is autistic coded. That's cool.
I think I've heard that before. Yeah, I can see that.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. You should devote a commercial special to those 30-minute infomercials. I was always fascinated how all these devices were demonstrated in front of a live audience. Maybe do a top 11 best TV product pitchman featuring the likes of Lads, Billy Mays, and Ron Popale?
I don't know. So I didn't see that many of them. Like I know who Billy Mays, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Billy
even
Mays.
then I get that wrong. Was it Sham Wow, all that,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I know a little bit of them, but I'm not an expert on them. So, if they go on that long, I don't think I'll have time to really review them. But I'm sure other YouTube channels have.
Randy Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. We got a bunch of new Silent Hill games announcement today, along with a remake of 2 and a new movie in the works as well. I saw that. I'm very excited for my friends who like Silent Hill. I've never played a Silent Hill game.
I haven't either, sorry.
Apparently it's Ron Popeil. Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. So I did this last year, and I think you should try this. I watched all 4 Halloween Town movies in 1 week during October. I liked the first 3, but didn't care much for the 4th one, especially since it feels like they're doing the same thing every time. Midnight on Halloween. That's all the movies.
I think I remember liking the second one and maybe the third one. I can't remember. When they get more visually fun, that's where I think it's cool. Like the first one, the masks are kind of cool, but it's just clearly a suburban town. There's nothing different about, but I'm sure they had a small budget. Yeah, I think they're fine for kids and stuff.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. So glad to be back into Dreamlight Valley now that Scar has arrived.
Oh, nice. He's gonna ruin your flowers, or however that game play. I don't know. You do gardening in that?
Yes, you do.
Okay, well, there you go. So I was right.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Muppet character or characters? For me, I love Statler and Waldorf because they remind me of my pa and his friends. Shorty, that's their nicknames too, given by the priest whenever they go to mass and sit next to each other in the same pew. That's so cute, though.
Yeah.
I love
that. I like those two also because that is usually Rob and me. And yeah, when we do go to church, that's what we would do too. Yeah, I also love Animal. I mean, come on, he's literally a party animal. You gotta love him.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Rewatched your CG animation versus hand-drawn editorial. I will say that hand-drawn animation still thrives. It's just migrated to the video game medium. Cuphead's the go-to example, but there's also Rayman Origins, Wario Land Shake It, Bastion, and recent examples like Hollow Knight, Streets of Rage, and the remakes of Wonder Boy and Alex Kidd.
And I'll give credit, it is still in some like Nickelodeon shows and Disney shows and stuff like that, and they look great, you know, so I can't say it's like dead.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. I don't know if you have, but would you do a review of Muppet Haunted Mansion? I feel it's more faithful adaptation of the ride than the Eddie Murphy movie.
I just saw that last week. I finally saw it, and I did really like it.
It's so charming.
Yeah, and what I like is that there's one scene that legit got a jump out of me. I was watching with my wife, and we both kind of went, we were like, did that make you jump too? It's like, yeah.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you really hate the Bat credit card that bad? Watching you freak out was hilarious, and I think the point in that movie was just to be funny. That's what I thought.
Oh, yeah. I'm playing it up. Especially, that was like, yeah, I mean, that was like, what, the 7th review I've done, and I mean, NC was much more of a character then, so, yeah, no, it's really more of a bit.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you review the film Father's Day? It stars Billy Crystal and Robin Williams as 2 guys who are tricked by a woman they dated into searching for her son, who she claims is one of theirs. I feel the 2 had great chemistry on screen together.
I never saw it. I heard it wasn't good, and it was really disappointing because it's like, man, people wanted to see these 2 together for so long. But I guess I should give it a chance and actually sit down and watch it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you so much for that 30-month subscription.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Appreciate it. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. When the Mario movie comes out, will you review it with Scott the Woz?
It's not planned. I will say I don't do a ton of crossovers. Now, I don't know why I feel that's another one I feel like the ship is kind of passed, but I guess I'm not totally shut off to them. So we'll see what happens.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Last bits from me. If you could make your own ice cream, which flavor would it have? And extra points for funny bun names for the ice cream.
Rob just introduced me to a flavor that was surprisingly really good. What the hell is it? It was like peanut butter. And it was like peanut butter ice cream with peanuts and peanut butter cups. It was really, really good. So just that. I don't need to make it. I just need to eat it.
I feel like mine would be some kind of, I don't want to say like boring adultish kind of flavor, but like I like matcha and maybe combining something with like lavender, like matcha lavender dark chocolate. All right.
Lavender and dark chocolate. That's interesting.
We can make it work.
Make it work.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Some people are theorizing Willy Wonka created the Oompa Loompas.
That'd be a pretty cool twist. I'm not gonna lie. He created Oompa Land and the monsters, so he could be like, "Come work for me. I don't have to pay you, but come work for me." Like they just want to escape the monsters, so they feel like they're getting a good gig, even though they don't have a union.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Today's match in my Disney villain tournament I'm hosting on my TikTok is Frollo versus Hades. Which villain do you think is better?
I mean, it's really apples and oranges, but it's got to be Frollo.
I would say Frollo.
Yeah, but Hades is great. I mean, it's like, I don't know. That's it. That really is apples and oranges.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. So which is more interesting to you? Characters that are already criminals like Tony Soprano, or characters that turn into a criminal like Walter White?
Both are good if they're done well. I mean, I've seen them both done great. I've seen them both done terribly. So yeah, if you can write it well, I'm honestly fine with either.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 90 bits. What's your favorite horror character design? If you could look up Berserk monsters online, the design from that comic are incredible.
I have seen some of those. Those are really cool. I like the I'm gonna get them right. The Hellraiser creature, the Cinnabites, Cerebites, I forget what they're called. Cineminis, I don't know. But the designs of them are so cool, and that's one of the reasons I want to see the new Hellraiser. I want to see if there's like new designs in there. But yeah, anytime, because Pinhead looks cool, but then when the others step out and you see all the cool like variations they have on, it's just, oh, it's so cool.
I've never seen Hellraiser, so I don't know how much of the Cine Minis was a joke, but that really got me for a second there. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Is it Firestarter, OG or remake, or Doctor Sleep, or the Carrie 2 or Carrie remake?
Who likes the Carrie remake? No, I won't. If you get it right, if you list a bunch of them, you know, and one of them is right, I'll say yes, but I'll keep saying no if they're all wrong.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think you'll review the first two Charlie's Angels movies? I like them. They're cheesy in the best way.
You know, I was going to. I'd never seen them. And everybody, I mean, like, everybody I know was like, there's nothing. You're not going to get any material. I'm like, well, it's not even bad. I don't know. They're just there. And like, I don't know, one day I should just sit down and watch and actually see if I can get any material. Because I remember that was kind of a big deal when they came out. And then like, everyone's just like, yeah, leaves no impression. I'm like, how? It's Bill Murray, Tim Curry, and Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu-Barrymore. It's like, yeah, no, it's weirdly nothing. So I'm like, all right, but what? I don't know. Maybe this year I'll sit down and watch it and I'll decide for myself.
That's right. Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. If you thought Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, was bad, you should watch the Power Rangers 2017 film. That one was worse. Everything, the monsters, the costumes, the Zords are all CG. What did you say about Power Rangers during Fox Kids? Oh, you said it was so dumb. I agree with that film.
I admire what it was trying to do. I don't think it worked. I think its heart was in the right place. It just didn't quite work out, but I don't know. I give it mad props for trying to do something like that, because I think that is a risk for them to do. So I do get it. I agree. I don't think it worked.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. So I did a fun imitation of your old man act in Toonami in one of my videos that I'm working on. I thought it was funny that you acted old when you weren't that old.
Yeah, I love, let me eat my gruel. The one line I remember saying in that just cracked me up, the way I say it, just that Walter says something. I'm just like, how dare you, boy? I don't know why that really cracked me up.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. I saw you congratulate the Odd Ones Out for trending on Netflix. Did you see his cartoon titled Oddballs?
I've seen the trailer. I haven't seen the show yet. We were across from him at Grand Rapids Comic-Con, which we are going to be at in November. Check that out. But they had him across from us, and I didn't know who he was, but he knew who I was, which is so embarrassing. Like, the guy's fucking everywhere. So, you know, I said hi, and I think he said, oh, I do this little white character animation. Oh, okay, yeah, I think I've seen that. Okay, and I had no idea he was as big a deal as he was, and he was a real sweet dude. So yeah, I don't know. I like when good things happen to good people.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Barney's son Doug got dictator on an aptitude test. Going to prison for prolicide was a small price to pay to save humanity's future.
I was gonna say just the first sentence would have worked, honestly.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. So I watched the Wonder Boner commercial and Johnson commercial, and my dad and I joke about how funny it is. Your reaction of how weird it was cracked me up.
I love just cutting to the Big Lebowski going, Johnson? That cracks me up with that.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Heather's mom always said to me, kill them with kindness. In acknowledgement, that was the name she gave her bioweapon. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. I can finally rest, said Death. As it laid down its scythe, it looked, bewildered, to the last star being swallowed by the end of the universe.
Honestly, some of these, you already have it at the first sentence. I can finally rest, said Death. It's like, wow, what led to that?
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. The kids in my town always play the same prank of placing reflective stickers on trees to look like eyes. But one night, Jeremy saw them blink.
That's good.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. When Jonathan the astronaut learned it would be his fault for humanity's death, he decided to launch himself out into space alone. Horror spread across the world when they learned he was actually the cure.
Not bad.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Despite his high-powered exosuit, John felt his heart failing him in the blazing hot factory. A jolt of the built-in defibrillator jolted him awake, and a computerized voice told him, Worker 316981, your contract period has not yet ended.
That's not bad.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Lucas woke up and headed down to the kitchen only to find it splattered with blood as a giant reptile gnawed on a human femur. Yet another burglar that didn't heed his warning sign outside, but he was glad he inherited Cuddles along with this mansion.
Cool.
Elto the Sting, thank you for the 50 bits. Since you mentioned Cult of Chucky in the Munsters review, do you have any thoughts about that film or Curse of Chucky as well?
I never saw him. I think I got up to 4. I haven't seen anything beyond that. I am kind of curious to see the Mark Hamill one. I heard that one's kind of interesting.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you watch It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown? My family watches it every year. It's so funny.
I like it. I was gonna say weirdly, but maybe it's not weirdly. I like the Christmas one a little bit more. I like the backgrounds in the Halloween one a bit more, but I like the story in the Christmas one more. They're both very good.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I know you weren't a fan of the original Ghostbusters cast appearing in the 2016 reboot, but did you think of their cameos in Afterlife? Personally, I thought it was pretty cool to see them actually playing the same roles again, and Bill Murray got to throw in some of his classic quips.
Yeah, I liked it just enough. It was just I will say, if that movie was not directed by Jason Reitman, I don't know if it would have worked, but I think everybody knows that going in. You kind of want it to be sentimental. You want to see them together. So for me, it worked, but I get people who say, nah, it's just, cashing in and trying to be like forced to. Why do I want to cry in a Ghostbuster film? That's stupid. It's like, I get it. It worked for me.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your top 3 favorite Michael J. Fox performances?
I mean, you got to have Back to the Future. I love him in Spin City. I thought he was great in that. Let me think. And actually, Family Ties was pretty good too. Yeah, there you go.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your top 3 favorite Kevin Kline performances?
Oh, man. Fish Called Wanda. I love him as Mr. Fish Odor in Bob's Burgers. I don't know. What's another one? He's a really good actor. I never did see Sophie's Choice, so I hear he's supposed to be really good in that. I'm blanking on movies. I'll look him up real fast while you read the next one.
High Velocity, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, me again. I had to leave the stream for an hour and I didn't know if you read it. We did. And if you did, would you mind repeating what you said? The message was about the SMG4 anime arc.
Oh, I haven't even seen anything that they've done outside the one I saw with me, so I'll try to at the very least watch it.
LePew, thank you for the 50 bits. Pardon me, but I received a card claiming that I won a free car. Wasn't from us. That's for sure. I haven't even paid off my car. You think I'm going to give you a car? Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. You guys know where the hell Jon Lovitz went? I haven't really seen him in any film or show nowadays. I'd like to hear that golden voice just one more time.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. I wonder where he's gone. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, The Ice Storm. That's the Kevin Kline movie. He's very, very good in.
Amazing. And that's actually it for our bit messages. Hey, we've got 10 minutes to look at some highlighted. We love to see it. Oliver Dreamwalker says, Chris Pratt's Mario in the teaser kind of sounds like Pauly Shore's Pinocchio.
I see where you're coming from. I can't quite say that, but I get the kind of the way he talks a little bit, kind of stretching it out a bit. Like, I get that. I see where you're coming from with that.
I'm still going to stick with the fact that I need more than 2 lines to make any judgments about it.
I mean, I agree, but from what we heard, I see where they're coming from.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's a funny video for NC. Jim sitting on the couch trying to come up with a good idea for a review. Jim, hey Doug, want to review Deadpool 3? Doug, sure Jim. Then insert Heather singing Whitney Houston as the Deadpool logo with a hat and glasses.
We'll think about it.
Elite Gamer says, so Doug and Heather, I'm curious, out of all the Nostalgia Critic reviews you've done, what is your favorite one? Also, Doug, the clipless reviews are awesome. You're never too old. Thanks again for the laughs tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean old, like, oh, I can't do it. No, oh, think I'm too old. It's not that. It's more just an energy thing. It takes a lot of energy to do them. And yeah, I think the last one we did, I think, was Rise of Skywalker. And then the pandemic happened. And I think that just added and then I turned 40 and everything. So it's like all of that kind of just added up. But my favorite one is the Nutcracker one. I really like that one. I think the movie's really funny. I got like everybody I asked to be in it was in it pretty much. It's got a good sentimental side. I think the movie is fucking insane. So yeah, I really like that one.
I've got soft spots for Fox Kids, Toonami, Wonder Woman, and my very first one, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh, was that your first one?
That's cool. When we did the We're the Real Chipmunks movie.
Man.
That was my first Nostalgia Critic.
I just put you through the ringer because, yeah, I remember that whole day was just doing that song sequence. It took a really long time.
It did. Lord R. Wolfen says, hey guys, 2 weeks ago I was at the New York Comic Con. I got to see Daniel Radcliffe, Luis Guzman, and Jack Black in person and a My Hero Academia concert.
Cool. I love Louis Guzman, I think is how you say his name.
Guzman, sorry.
Yeah, he's one of those actors that I think everyone just kind of thinks, well, he only does comedy and stuff. He does comedy great, but like he can do some dramatic stuff really good. He can be really charming as well. So I mean, like, I always say that wouldn't necessarily be my first choice for Gomez, but I can see it working. I can see him pulling it off because he can be very, very suave. Surprisingly, you wouldn't think so, but yeah, he can really, really pull it off.
Jack C says, are you interested in reviewing any more animated Scooby-Doo movies? Because I have 2 requests. Abracadabra Do and Scooby-Doo Camp Scare.
Abracadabra.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just the way you were saying is no, because I do the same
my
thing.
Brain totally, my stupid dyslexic brain was like, all of these words are all over the place.
I do that too. That's why it makes me laugh so much. But I might do the movie Scoob because I think people were really split on that. And I did like it. But when people brought up why they didn't, I'm like, that's totally fair. Like, I understand that. So I might do that at some point.
LePew, thank you for the 50 bits. Looking for a group of odd quacks who love hockey and covered in features. Can you guys help find them?
No.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you checked Disney Plus? No, just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Are they doing the... That's not like the theme song to the Mighty Ducks show or anything. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry.
Game Fan says, "Hey Doug, I have a question. For next Halloween, you should check out the early 2000s cartoon series Edgar and Ellen. It's a short-lived series about two creepy kids who are troublemakers in every episode. You should check it out."
Edgar and Ellen?
Yep, Edgar and Ellen.
I never heard of it. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, this looks kind of fun. Okay. I'm already liking the art style. Wait, is it a show or is it a... No, it's a show. Okay. Only lasted a season. They look like the twins from Korra a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, this looks like fun. Okay. Yeah, I gotta check this out. Looks like it's a comic too. All right. I'll try to check that out.
LePew, thank you for the 50 bits. Feathers. It was supposed to be Love Hockey and Covered in Feathers. But they had accidentally typed features, so that's just what I read. Sorry.
Gotcha. Still doesn't help much, but still, thank you.
Power Gamer says, "Fun fact I learned recently, the Hotel Transylvania video was the 600th episode of the Nostalgia Critic. Congrats."
See, that shows you how far behind I am on all this stuff. I'm like, I didn't know that. But thank you. You know, the fans are good at keeping me on track because I'm never very good at keeping, on time. I judge it by years. I do remember years. So like I said, I know this is like the 15th year. So that's kind of how I measure the amount of work I've done, I guess.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Well, it's fall. Have you watched the second season of Only Murders in the Building yet? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Not yet. So we got addicted to a show called Kim's Convenience on Netflix.
Oh my gosh, love Kim's Convenience.
That's where fucking Shang-Chi is from. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was in that show. And he's like weirdly the least interesting part. All the other characters are more interesting. But yeah, I really, really love it. So that's kind of our morning show right now. But we're close to the end. So I feel like after that, maybe we'll get to Only Murders in the Building. I did hear a lot of people say it gets pretty good. So yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Romano Cheese says, "Doug Walker is the GOAT." You're the GOAT, Doug.
Thank. Coming from the cheese, that means a lot. The goat cheese is awesome.
Master Mario says, "How about an NC episode where Rob is the NC? Maybe he reviews an alternate universe movie?"
He would hate that.
He would.
He does not like being on camera. That's part of the reason I put him on camera.
What a brother thing.
I mean, he's always like, "I look at the camera too much." I'm like, yeah, I know. That's great, though. I love it. To me, it's very Mike Nelson or Jerry Seinfeld, how they're not really actors either, but they're not actors in the most entertaining, charming way that I think they're very fun to watch. So I love putting him in stuff. And he does impressions great, too. So I think he kind of beats up on himself a little too much, but yeah, he doesn't like doing it.
Kermit Wazowski says, "I dug up my old iPod today and it has the Real Chipmunks movie song on it. I remember listening to it on repeat on the way to my first con. Good times."
Aww,
I love that. Sweet. I love that. Jack C says, "What are some other movie franchises you want to do editorials for, like you did with Shrek and Back to the Future?"
Probably a lot of the DreamWorks movies like Madagascar and How to Train Your Dragon. I was thinking about doing the Pee-wee movies, but it's one of those where I'm like, wait, I really have to watch them again because I've seen the first one a million times, but the second one, then the Netflix one, I think I've only seen one. So I'm like, yeah, I should actually go back and watch those again because I don't actually remember them that great.
Lord R. Wolfen says, "Heather, have you seen Spy Family yet? Because it might be right up yours and Doug's alley. I need to. I've heard
Spy Family?
Yeah, it's Spy X. I think it's Spy X Family. It's an anime. People have been talking crazy about it, that it's so good. I need to watch it."
Okay. Huh. Yeah, never heard of it. Okay.
Oh, you haven't? It's been everywhere for me, and I'm like, I have to watch this.
Oh, they have this picture of like the family walking and then like the reflection on like the sidewalk, whatever, it shows them in like their cool spy outfits. It's like, that looks kind of fun.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits for today. Doug, do you legit think cabbage is the funniest word ever, or is that an act too?
It's something I heard from Jim Davis. He said something about certain words, even if they mean the same thing, can be so funny. He said, lettuce is not funny. Cabbage is hilarious. And I remember that just made me laugh so hard. And it's like he's right. And there's something about K sounds, a K sounding sound, crusty sounds funny, So there's a scene in like the third Austin Powers. I don't even get it. Like Mini-Me is holding a gun to Michael Caine. He says, I didn't know you had cabbage. I don't even know what that means, but that makes me laugh so hard. So yeah, I don't know. It might be. I was gonna say no, but the more I think about it, it might be.
TJ Lymphatic says, hello, just a curious question. Are there new Nostalgia Critic episodes on That Guy with the Glasses website that's unedited/censored? Like words and other stuff like that YouTube won't allow? Or are all Nostalgia Critic videos a YouTube exclusive? Sorry, and then they just said, sorry if this was long. So, yeah.
I have to go back and check because we usually do YouTube now, but there are, because I do remember in the old days we would upload ones that's like, okay, we got to edit this for YouTube on the site. We'll keep it the way it is. So, yeah, I don't know. And I'd have to go back and check. It's been a while since I've looked at like really, really old videos of mine on YouTube or the website, honestly.
Kevin Lane says, Heather, how much do teachers make? I assume it's more than $3. Well, yes, it is more than $3, but
it's $4.
It's less than honestly some of the work that we do. I mean, like the lowest I got paid at entry stuff was like $33,000 a year, which seems like a lot, but is not a terribly large amount for a trained professional, if you ask me.
I'm sure that paid off the student loans right away.
You're hilarious. But it really depends by region and years of experience. So, yeah, cool. All right. I think that's it for us tonight. It is 8 o'clock.
Awesome.
But thank you all so much for being here tonight. We super appreciate you being here. As usual, we'd like to remind you that we do have content here 6 days a week. So please come on back and hang out with us because we will be here ready to see you. Also, I'm gonna plug it one more time, but right. If you haven't already heard, I am in a contest right now to be sponsored by Hot Pockets. And would love your vote because the person with the most vote wins. So if you want to check that out, it's right there. The link's right there. We're trying to get as many votes as possible. You can vote once a day, every day, until October 23rd.
4 more days. Yeah, for 4 more days.
4 more days.
So get on, man.
Get on it. This. Let's do it. I need a year's supply of Hot Pockets. I'll share it through you guys. Share it through the camera with you guys. You can have some, okay?
You get a Hot Pocket. You get a Hot Pocket. Everybody gets a Hot Pocket.
Via webcam. All right, cool. We're gonna go raid Tamra. Let me get that set up. Amazing. Okay. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will check y'all later.
Bye-bye. Bye. Goodbye. 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 Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.